All right, so let's talk about this. So we got DOA Momiji, if I'm saying that right. Quote tweeting Grums. Now, Grums put out this post, says, "What does this mean, Stutherblade? Retweeting Kotaku's post about outfits is not a win." Grums put out this tweet, quote tweeting the fact that the Stutherblade main page decided to retweet something from Kotaku, right? That said Stellarblade's Eve is hottest when she's not revealing everything, right? Completely stupid article. All it's meant to do is try to downplay sexualization of the character, whatever. You guys already know that. So he quote tweeted them and asked them, like, hey, this is not it. You know, I don't know if you guys realize what this thing is saying, right? And just an FYI, they ended up deleting the retweet. So Stellarblade's main account deleted the retweet. So take that for what it's worth, right? But then you have this person out here, DOA Momiji or whatever, says, just stop. You are doing more damage than the journalists themselves. This has become an unhealthy obsession. Either play the game or refund it. Oh, okay. Guys, now that DOA Momiji said that just play the game or refund it and don't have an opinion, don't talk about it, stay quiet, just consume. Now that they said that, just make sure we all, bend the knee and obey, right? Bend the knee and obey. DOA said stop talking about it, so we got to stop talking about it. We're apparently doing more damage by talking about it. Who exactly are we damaging, by the way? Are we damaging ourselves? Is that because it doesn't look that way? There is 70 some odd thousand signatures on the Stellarblade, free Stellarblade thing. And the fact that we are constantly talking about this is making them a lot more wary over what they do in terms of what they put out online, what they put on Twitter, how they advertise things, whatever. They can't make a single step. It's like walking on eggshells, and I like it that way. I like it that way. A corporation should never feel safe with their consumer. A corporation should never feel like they have it easy with their consumer. I'll put it to you like this, ladies and gentlemen. Do you guys know which was the last corporation that thought that they had their customers in the bag no matter what the fuck they did? Do you guys know what was the last one that thought that? Let me know in the chat. Do you guys know what was the last one? The last company that thought that they had their customers in the bag and they could do whatever the fuck they wanted to do with them was good old Marvel and Disney, ladies and gentlemen. Marvel and Disney thought that same exact thing. And guess what? Net losses for the biggest box office failures of 2023 all belong, for the most part anyway, except for Flash, to Disney and Marvel, baby. The Marvels lost $237 million. The Flash lost $155 million. Indiana Jones lost $143 million. Wish lost $131 million. Haunted Mansion lost $117 million. And that's not even factoring in all the massive amounts of money that they lost on the other MCU films. So when you think you have your customers and you could do whatever the fuck you want with them, just realize you can't do that. Your customers will let you know very quickly that you done fucked up. You fucked up. Completely. So I said, I translated it for them. And I said, stop talking about what corporations are doing. Just remain silent and either play the game or refund it. Don't let anyone else know what these corporations are doing because it makes me upset. Translate it. That's it. That's what I read when they put out that bullshit statement. When you keep telling people not to talk about things, when you keep trying to silence the opposition, and this person claims to, this person claims to be a free thinker, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, a free thinker. You're so virtuous. What am I going to do with myself? So they decided to translate. No, they didn't block me. Credit to them. They decided to translate my post about them, and they said, translation, if you are not with me, you're the enemy. No, I'm just a free thinker away from this culture war bullshit. Oh, God. Everybody kneel before the free thinker. Kneel before the free thinker, ladies and gentlemen. I never said you were my enemy. I never once said you were my enemy. All I did was call out your bullshit. That's it. You don't have to agree with me. But all I'm saying is the way that I allow you to speak freely and have the conversation continue in the manner of which you want it to continue, then I would expect the same kind of respect. Let everybody have the conversation that they want to have. And as of right now, gamers are fucking pissed because there's shit happening that should not be happening. None of this should be happening. You should not have a company take a game away from you with no option to refund because they want to force you to sign up for their incredibly shitty service called PlayStation Network. You should not be forced to do that, especially when you yourself said it was optional for the first month. Like, you had it there. It was in your terms of service, and you changed it after you made the announcement because you know that shit was going to hit the fan. And here's how you know. Here's how you know, guys. Pay attention to this, okay? Here's how you know. They also made a statement where they said that starting at the date of the announcement, anybody who buys Helldivers has to connect their Steam account to PlayStation Network before they can play. Anybody who buys the game from that day forward has to do that. It coincides with the brand new terms of service, right? So they released the new terms of service, and then now whoever buys it has to follow that new terms of service, which goes to show that this was not planned at the beginning. And you know it wasn't planned because they are not forcing the people who bought it prior to the terms of service change. They're not forcing you to make an account with PSN for, I think, another 30 days or something like that. So they're kind of, you know, giving you I guess a time period. They're giving you a time period to do it. That's how you know this was not originally intended. If you have to change your terms of service and you have to roll it out differently to two different players, this was not intended. You decided to do this now. This is new now. You did this now. Because otherwise you would force all the people who bought the game prior to the change to mandatory make an account now. But since you're doing it over 30 days, if you were ever sued, you would have something to stand on. You would be like, well, actually, you know, we only mandated it right away to the players who bought the game after the change. To the players who didn't buy the game after the change and bought it beforehand, we gave them a grace period, a legal grace period. Miss me with that nonsense. None of this shit was planned. I should say, I'm sorry. None of this. You just made this change. You wanted to do this. This was all planned from the get-go. You bait and switched people. You took their money, and you're trying to make them sign up for a shoddy service that is known to be fucking hacked left and right. So anyway, this person clearly got upset over my translation. So I said, free thinker, LOL. I didn't say you were the enemy. I said you were basically retarded for asking people why something is a big deal to them because it isn't a big deal to you. Most people who fence it tend to call themselves free thinkers. It's okay to ride the middle, but let's not pretend you are any more virtuous or intelligent for doing so. And that's simply it, man. Like I said, you want to ride the fence? Go for it. Go for it. Some people, listen, some people have nuance, you know, ideologies that, you know, sometimes they might lean to the left, sometimes they might lean to the right on certain things. It's okay. Ride the middle, but don't fucking sit there as if you're the new pope because you're riding the middle. Don't pretend as if you're some like fucking virtuous free thinker because you're right in the middle. Oh, I'm too good to pick sides. I am too good to pick the left or the right. So I am going to be directly in the middle. You peasants can fight your little stupid fight. I'm too good for you. You beaches. Like, stop. Nobody's believing you. Nobody believes a single word that you're saying. You're a fucking fake ass virtuous loser. So you're insinuating that because you ride the middle, you're the free thinker, and everybody else is a shill. Everybody else is a fucking what do you call that? A zombie just following either side. Is that what you're trying to imply here? You know? And here, I'll put it to you like this, ladies and gentlemen. The people that say these things, that was a pretty good accent. Thank you. I try. I'm actually pretty good at it. The people who, I'm fired up today, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm pretty fired up. these things, the ones who are the fence sitters, riding in the middle, those kind of people. Oh, why is it a big deal? It's not a big deal. It doesn't matter. Why does it matter? The people who say those things, I want you to understand that they're saying those things because they are in a comfortable position right now. They're in a comfortable position right now. They're sitting in a place where they are not affected. Okay? Think about that. They're sitting in a place where they are not affected. So it's very fucking easy to sit there and say, oh, why is it a big deal? It's not a big deal to you because you are not affected. You're not affected. It doesn't matter to you. Maybe you don't care. But guess what? Because you don't care doesn't mean that there isn't other people out there that do care. Maybe he is a PC player. Chances are he probably has a very young Steam account. Doesn't care. Maybe he's a predominant console player. Doesn't care. You guys got to stop arguing with this notion that, oh, because it doesn't bother you, that means it shouldn't bother anyone else. Stop that. That's bullshit. Right? It's like you have people out there that will try to argue with you and tell you, oh, why is it a big deal that that drag queens dance in front of kids? Why is it a big deal? It may not be a big deal to you, but it's a big deal to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the most bullshit fucking argument. If something's not a big deal to you, fine. Go into the corner. Go into the unaffected box. You know what I mean? Go run away into the unaffected box. That's fine. You obviously don't want to be part of the conversation. But for those that are affected, yeah, it's a big deal. And so when you try to gaslight people and tell them that it's not a big deal, all you're doing is you're going to get the hate of people that are mad because it's a big deal to them. So stop it. Stop it. You could join the conversation. I'm not kicking you out of the conversation, but stop this whole disingenuous shit of it's not a big deal. It is. It is. And let's reverse it. Uno reverse, Yu-Gi-Oh! Trap card. If it wasn't a big deal, why did they change it? And don't tell me that bullshit about how it was always meant to be this way, because they wouldn't have to have changed the terms of service if it was always meant to be this way. So tell me, if it's not a big deal, why did they change it? It's because it's a big deal. It's a massive deal.